All right, chat. Today we have a pretty cool figure, I'll say. This is the Play Arts Kai Lawrence Barrett from Deus Ex Human Revolution. Now, Deus Ex Human Revolution is my second favorite video game of all time. And this is my first Play Arts Kai. Got it off of Toy Wiz for about $40. So this is one of the more easily obtainable Play Arts Kai figures. So, because again, nobody likes the bosses of this game, so, which is fine, it's fair, but still, this is Lawrence Barrett, the first boss of the game. You fight him at the FEMA camp, or under the FEMA camp, I should say. And yeah, I mean, this was, I mostly bought this figure because, well, I love Deus Ex, and well, I've always wanted a Play Arts Kai, and this one was relatively cheap enough, so I was like, yeah, fuck it, we ball. So, yeah, without further ado, I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off here and say that it's actually really good. So, I mean, starting off here, we get this little pamphlet that just tells you how to put the arms together, or not together, it's not a fucking model kit, but still. Now again, Play Arts Kai, I think it's important to note that this is Squeenix's toy company, or back when they used to use it. So Play Arts Kai used to make these really cool, stylized versions of mostly video game stuff. They did dabble in comics for a bit, but most of the time it was video game stuff. So I mean, they did a shitload of stuff for Halo. They had some Mass Effect figures. They did stuff for Vanquish, Resident Evil, Gears of War, Aliens, Colonial Marines, Titanfall. They made Atlas from Titanfall 1 too. Yeah, there's a lot of ones I wanted to get back when I was younger. So they also did a lot of cool like DC ones, and they had all these different like Batman variants that were really cool, like a cowboy Batman, a samurai Batman, a steampunk Batman, a ninja Batman, like all this cool stuff. They even got Marvel at one point, so they did like Venom, Deadpool, and a bunch of other Marvel characters. So shame I never really got to obtain money of them, because they were like anywhere from $60 to damn near $100. So, but I was able to get this one for relatively cheap off the internet, and you can too. At Toy Wiz, and I'm sure if you're thrifty enough, you can find them on eBay. So, yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into it. So, I guess granted, this wasn't, this was the arm that was naturally on him, but again, who's gonna buy a fucking Barrett figure and not have the minigun? And also, I want to say, it is kind of odd. It's odd that there are two video game characters whose names are Barrett, and they have a minigun on their left arm. I don't know, that's just odd to me, It's odd that lightning strikes twice here. But yeah, so now the only reason why I bring up this arm is because it is different from the other arm, in the sense that it doesn't have this extendable piece here, but you'll see what I mean. So it's mostly just, closed and whatnot, fist. And then we've got these two open fists. I will say the hands do look a little wonky on the figure. The hands themselves are fine. It's just because of the way the articulation is set. The hands do look a little different. But yeah, this is pretty cool, like early 2010s robotics going on here. Really cool. I like it. So it gets a open hand for each arm, and now on to the main figure himself. So mind you, this is a huge motherfucker. So Play Arts Kai is pretty much like the Diamond Select of bougie figures. They make these huge motherfucking figures, and because Barrett is a giant himself, he's even for the line relatively huge. So I guess for a little comparison here, here's a 7-ish inch Psycho figure from Borderlands. I'm talking, this dude absolutely dwarves him. Like, look at that shit. Abso-fucking-lutely massive. Oh my god. Guy, this dude is huge. So, but yeah, starting off with the head here. Head's really well done. Got his nose ring, which, I mean, if this was a female figure, I don't think I would have bought it, because the nose ring usually is ugly. Like, who the fuck wants to look like a goddamn bull? But again, because this dude is so big and Aryan Chad energy here, you know, so he's got his metal jaw. I don't know if it's going to pop up on camera here, but he's also got really well detailed face and eyes. So I will say this, the face is a little inaccurate, because he is supposed to have like a more of a massive scar here, as opposed to sort of like a slight burn thing going on. But still, in the shading, you know, it's kind of weird. It almost looks like, you know, his hair color is now his forehead color, but it's all just nitpicks. And he's got this giant nose. I mean, I know his name is Lawrence Barrett, but I wonder if his last name used to be like Stein or Berg or anything like that. Just a thought, because that's a huge ass nose. I wonder if this guy's good with money. I mean, you'd have to be if you're a mercenary, right? Anyway, and then he's got this really well detailed spiked hair. Like, this is some of the best hair detailing I think I've seen on a figure in a long time. So usually hair details kind of shit, but this is like NECA quality hair here, really good. So, and then his neck, which is a different shade of flesh compared to him. So, but still, then we've got the cybernetics that sort of encroach it. Almost looks like a collar. And again, I do love these cybernetics here. The design of Barrett here is pretty cool. You know, got this really cool sort of wire muscle mesh, kind of like you see on the nano suit or on Adam Jensen himself. So yeah. Oh, we also got these cool sort of protector plates here, because he's pretty much like a juggernaut here. You know, cyborg juggernaut, really cool. I love it. Armor plating. We've got his bullet backpack with all the buckles and whatnot. Really well done. You know, again, for being a figure that had to have come out, what, 2011 maybe? Really, really fucking solid. So, you know, we've got all sorts of grenades here. I forget, what were these ones? These ones might have been like flash. I think they're flash grenades. They have to be. You know, then you got more of the armor padding here. Really well done. Same thing going on here. And it does look segmented, yes, but that's because of the articulation, which we'll get into in a minute here. So, but yeah, we've got this cool belt buckle here of a bull. Very, very southern, if I do say so myself. But yeah, going back up to the arms here. Oh, and again, you can even see like more of the cybernetics underneath the vest. So this dude doesn't even wear a shirt. But yeah. You got this cool sort of camo, this black camo going on with his arms. You got more of the cybernetic parts and whatnot. So, more cool cybernetic musculature, really well done. Here's a cool thing. Now, this kind of plays into the articulation, but this piece here is retractable. So it's pretty much used for, you know, filling up the gap here, which I will say is pretty nice. It's not like this on this arm, but that's because this arm is interchangeable, I would assume. So, and most people are probably going to have it like this anyway, but we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, really well detailed. Got a nice hose piece there. Then we go down here. You can even see some of the wiring of his like arm. Really well done. I love the cybernetics and Deus Ex Human Revolution. I dare say it might be better than Cyberpunk's. It might be better than Cyberpunk's. Yeah, maybe not, but still. And then here's where things kind of get janky. His hands, now I know his hands are supposed to be kind of weird looking in the game because they sort of fold apart so that, you know, minigun can come out. But yeah, still, I don't know. They just kind of look a little weird here. I mean, it looks better with the open hand, but you know, I couldn't get the open hand to properly fit here. You know, let's try. Let's maybe try. I should maybe try here. Let's see. Nah. Come on, motherfucker. Okay, yeah, and it's also at a weird angle too. So it makes putting it on there really, really fucking difficult when it doesn't need to be. Oh, come on, bitch. I know you're almost there. Come on. Come to daddy, bitch. Yeah, I know you like that. Oh, fucker. Oh well, it's about as good as it's gonna get, I suppose. So it still looks a little gaudy here, but because it doesn't fully go in like the other one, which I don't think is the figure's fault. Again, this I got this figure brand fucking new, so it hasn't really been touched in well over a decade. So, you know, we got more pouches and shit, really nicely done. Then on this arm, which is where things get a little different. So this piece is already deployed, whereas this piece doesn't. You know, you can just see a bit of the vent right there or whatever underneath cybernetic parts. This one straight up just has the mesh here. And then this arm is really cool, although I will say it is a bit tiny for a minigun arm. Again, this is mostly an issue, I'd say, with the original design, but for being a minigun arm, it is kind of tiny. So, but still really, really cool. You know, you can see that it's got all these parts deployed. The hand is folded to, you know, expose the 3-barreled minigun here. So really well done. I do wish they did put a bit more paint here. That way it would really accentuate the hands here, but it is what it is. So we've got this guy's camo pants with more straps and shit, more pouches, knee pads. Who doesn't love knee pads? And then these really cool looking shin protectors. I love it. Then, you know, with more straps on it. Then you've got his boots, and yes, the underneath of the boots are sculpted as well. Made in, what is it, China? Made in China. Yeah. So for articulation, his head is on a ball joint so it can tilt, look up, look down, mostly down, and swivel. Arms are on these honestly kind of weird butterfly joints. So if you see, it's got this sort of weird cavern inside, right? But because this part moves, like the entire butterfly joint itself moves outward. It doesn't really move backward. It mostly moves outward, but the arms are on pegs here, so they move out and in, forward and back. There's a swivel at the bicep, which was scary at first because these things didn't move, and when they did move, they'd slowly turn back to their original position. But eventually, I got it to just snap and work with me here. So a single jointed elbow, which that's a bit of a, you know, but oh well, I mean, it's fine. He's not supposed. I don't think this guy's gonna be, you know, doing uber acrobatics here. So, but yeah, and then this mesh piece here moves. It's not mesh, it's hard plastic, but I think that's what it's supposed to be. And also the elbow itself does swivel a little, and it does also, no, I don't think it swivels at the bottom there either, but the hands hinge, swivel at the base of the wrist, and they also swivel themselves. This arm, though, it's just a bend. That's it. It's a bend. It only really bends, and I think it does swivel a little bit inside the joint there, too. Torso is on a sort of dual stage ball joint, so you can move it all around because there's a joint here and here. So he can bend really far forward, really decently backward, swivel, and, you know, sort of just rock around all over the place. Legs, now again, because this is a movable sort of more malleable piece here, the legs can go pretty far out. Almost reminds me of the NECA diapers back when they used to do those. But yeah, the legs can go out, move forward, back. There is a swivel at the thigh too, but I do believe that most of that might just be the ball joint coming in clutch there. A beautiful double bended knee, I love it. And then a sort of, what is this, ball joint slash swivel at the foot? I don't know, I can't, okay, yeah. Sort of a ratchet joint that also rocks back and forth. So with that said, what are my thoughts here? I absolutely love it. It's pretty good. You know, I know a lot of people don't like the boss fights in this game. I thought they were okay, rather decent for, you know, regular first-person shooters, but that bar isn't really that high to begin with, let's be honest. So yeah, pretty good figure. I like it a lot. I'd recommend it to, you know, gamers and shit, people who kind of would own stuff like this to begin with. And yeah, I mean, I wish I had more Play Arts guys, because this one's a really great first impression here. So, but yeah, all right. With that said, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.